Hi class, we're coming in live with another cross lecture for our counseling theories course. And this time with the Dr. Gameology brand of lecturing, we are going to be talking about a specific concept in family systems theories of counseling. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Family roles are an important concept when we're talking about structural and strategic family counseling. Now, those are two different approaches. One is Salvador Minuchin and his group of people. The other is Jay Haley and his group of people, but they work very well together. Structural family therapy is where we look at the roles that a family plays out, how the family is structured, what's the design for the ideal functioning for this family. Strategic is what do those roles do? Each individual is a chess piece on the board that we call life. How will they interact and coexist in a way that leads to ideal functioning? So what you see here in the comic on the slide is a family with some addiction problems, some behavioral problems, but also some people who are idealized and some people who are laughed at, others who are forgotten. And as long as everyone on this picture plays out their role, everything actually is pretty much fine. Actually, fine for some people. See, the goal of the family isn't actually to be positive and have everyone be an equal participant. The scapegoat is blamed for everything. The mascot is laughed at dinner, but not really taken seriously. But if he were to try to be taken seriously, nobody would know what to do. The distant oldest child is the family hero. Why is everyone not more like her? And the parents with their drinks in their hand, oh, woe is me. Why are my children the way they are? Scapegoat's always in trouble, and the lost child is at home. Who knows doing what? Because nobody really cares. And the enabler is there to make sure everyone is in place so the script can be followed. This is a negative and destructive path that I am describing. But as a family counselor, I want to push everyone out of their comfort zone so we can start interacting with these people in different ways. What if we ask the family hero to contribute to the family? What if the parents took action instead of taking the victim stance? What if somebody asked the lost child what they think about something? And what if the scapegoat was listened to? That is family therapy. Now, let's look at another very important concept. In the structural therapy process of understanding this family, we have to have developmentally appropriate understandings of what people are capable of. We have the parental or marital subsystem. How is the relationship between the husband and wife or the two adults that are in the marital structure? And are they projecting some of their discomforts onto other roles and other subsystems? What is the sibling subsystem? How are the kids who are birthed from these two adults interacting with each other? What's the parent-child subsystem? What is the co-parenting subsystem once the adults stop functioning on a romantic and intimacy level, but actually have to deal out rules and expectations to others? All of these are happening all at the same time. And when it works, it's beautiful. And we get to see on display some great things. When it's not working, those families we might see in a therapy appointment. And those families we might talk about their structures and their strategy for how they are taking the challenge of each day on. How are the roles being executed and displayed? What's the performance like? And what's the harmony like from system to system? And now let's do the Dr. Gameology thing and look at how this journey can appear when we have a metaphor for a system with roles that functions well. What we have here is a quick boss fight from the online MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV. I'm going to go ahead and talk with you about the three roles. You'll see some rectangles on the video already called damage, tank, and healer. These roles in the game, you don't have to memorize them. Not all counselors know what I'm about to talk about. But the damage dealer's job is to take down the enemy. The tank's job is to hold the enemy under control. And the healer's job is to build people up when they're starting to be torn down so that nobody becomes incapacitated. And what we're going to do now is we're actually going to watch this fight. Once the camera rotates, the rectangles will be on the entire family, the entire squad of teammates. The tank on the right with the purple rectangle is holding this tentacled plant beast, the curl of 9 tails. It's looking in the tank's direction. We have an archer on the left, and we have a spear damager on the bottom center. We have the healer in the bottom left. Look at this dance. They are succeeding. Everybody knows their role, and everybody demonstrated and performed admirably, to the point where we get an amazing victory pose from me, the spear-wielding damager. Not all families are doing their boss fights that way, and that's often when they come to counseling, when they can't take the chaos anymore. And it's important for us to offer them hope, but also to help them create a strategy for doing things at the highest level so they can overcome their obstacles in the metaphorical parallel of their enemies in a boss fight from a game. But life is not a game, and when it doesn't work well, it can hurt a lot more. So this is what a family portrait could look like in a video game. You have all the damage dealers who know their role, take the boss down. You have the tanks who know their role, hold the boss or the enemy under control, and you have the healer, keep everyone up on their feet, build them up, be the cheerleader, keep everyone in a place where fulfilling their role in a positive way feels possible. But we're not talking about video games. It's a metaphor. And parents, you have the gold crown with the shiny sword above your head. It's your job to know this. It's not the kids. It's not the teenagers. It's not the ones who have left and are off to college and who are on their own journey now. A lot of times in therapy, we're not there because people don't know their roles. We're there because they're frustrated at performing them because no one reminded them that this is a performance. They don't know what the role is, and they never learn to notice that their day can be great if we feel successful when we do this. Teaching is not the same as getting a high five. You have to be able to hold your ground and explain things in a way that the person who hears you can understand it. So adults often struggle to talk at a level that makes sense to their adolescents, their preteens, their children, and their infants. And so encouraging them to take the time, realize that those little ones are learning, and you're the one who's building them up. And eventually, no matter what your experience is, you can have a successful raid team. You can conquer the obstacles in life. And when that happens, it's beautiful to watch. I hope that metaphor makes sense, and I hope the video is just one multimedia example of what we're actually possibly trying to accomplish with the families who come to us with a family system's desire to build themselves up and all begin sharing in the success that their family can experience if they just had someone to explain to them how that would work. So please keep thinking about this. Add this to the lessons. I hope you're enjoying these. I hope they're adding to the course. I hope the cross lectures are giving you the same things to think about in a completely new way and are giving you confidence. And most of all, continue the journey.